Hello, Philadelphia labor. Now, the President of the United States is here, and he's only a couple yards behind me. I want you to give him, I know you'll do this again, but I want you to give him a rousing Pennsylvania labor welcome for President Joe Biden. All right. Let me thank all the members of organized labor who are here and your families, especially today our host, Local 19. Let's hear it for Local 19 and everyone who's here today. Thank you. I don't have to tell you in Philadelphia or in southeastern Pennsylvania that labor built the middle class. You did that. Your families did that. You worked and you organized and you came together to form one union and then another and another over generations to build the American middle class. And we're going to make sure in the months ahead, when we get into some of our debates, as we know something's coming up in 2024, when we get into those debates, we're going to remind people who built the American middle class. The men and women of organized labor did it. So today, when we come together to celebrate Labor Day, this isn't simply a day to have a celebration. That's part of it. But it's also a day when we come together to remind the nation about the value of your work, the dignity of your work, what your work means for our country. The men and women of organized labor help this country run every day. We couldn't function as a country without the skill of your labor. So give yourselves a hand for that. In the last 2.5 years, this president, working with both parties, has helped us rebuild American manufacturing, has helped us, invest in communities in ways we've never seen. But in every one of those efforts, when we all came together to pass legislation on infrastructure, to make sure that we were lowering the cost of prescription drugs, lifting up families, in all of that work that President Biden has done with us, the men and women of organized labor weren't just with us and supporting us. The men and women of organized labor were at the table when we were lowering the cost of prescription drugs, at the table when we were passing legislation that helped everything from the pensions that organized labor receives to prevailing wage on every project that we could make sure was covered by that legislation. From Buy America to domestic content, so that every piece of that legislation meant that we were lifting up workers and their families. You did that. You made that possible, and because of you, America is stronger, and we're going to continue to be the strongest nation in the world because of our workers. So God bless your work on Labor Day and every day. Thank you very much.